So like insects are major pests of crops and crop plants and also other ornamental plants that we like. There's lots of different ways to manage insects in your garden, but the more you know about different kinds of insects, that kind of gives you a little bit more power to use approaches other than pesticides. The Bug House was founded in about 1997 by graduate students and faculty within the Department of Entomology because they were seeking a space where they could work with the public and do outreach and teach people about how cool bugs are. Most people, it's not their jam. They're not super excited about insects. A lot of folks have kind of negative attitudes towards bugs just because maybe they've had a bad experience and maybe they got stung as a little kid and it was traumatic, or maybe they found a bug someplace they weren't expecting. So I think that's one thing about insects is they're so little and they're so ubiquitous that sometimes they tend to like pop up and really surprise us. They're also kind of, I think, poorly understood as animals. Like we think of an animal and we think of a mammal, a dog or a cat. We don't necessarily think of an ant or a moth or a beetle. But they are animals, and like a lot of people think they're dangerous or scary, and they actually, most of them are harmless. Because they're something that a lot of folks tend to dislike, and they're also something that's so incredibly important to our ecosystems. And so the fact that people really don't like them and seem to dislike them as kind of like a whole, like any bug we see, we're gonna spray it. That can be really damaging to the environment. And so a lot of what we do is kind of leveraging our insect ambassadors to teach people about the positive aspects of insects, which maybe are not super obvious to begin with, so that they can feel less afraid of them and be more tolerant of them in their lives.
Shell that react with ultraviolet light. They're the only arthropods that do this.